So the Raw after Hell in a Cell starts with Goldberg with Pat Tanaka's entrance music from WCW. Yes, before Goldberg had that music, Pat Tanaka had it in WCW. Yes, he did. So that's just that. Yes, he did. But anyway, he comes out there, and before he can get like a sentence off, Paul Heyman comes out, and it's like, okay, look, we already know where this is going to head up to, and Paul Heyman comes and basically teases everybody and tries to fake us out by saying Brock Lesnar is here and he was an advocate and not physically inclined and all that shit, so please don't hurt him. Please don't hurt Paul Heyman. Okay, look. Yeah, Brock Lesnar music gets played, and how's the crowd cheering at this point? How the fuck is that happening? Why the fuck is that happening? Did anyone at home think that, oh my god, we're gonna see Brock Lesnar come out and they're gonna face off? No. just no, okay? Talking about Brock is a beast, but he's an impatient beast. Look, did anyone fall for that? Come on, seriously, be honest. Did you fall for that? No? Okay. Rusev comes out. So let me get this straight, WWE. Rusev couldn't even beat Roman Reigns. And you want him to try to stand up against Goldberg. I don't understand that thinking there. I just don't. And fuck you for basically trying to feed that to us. So Rusev, yeah, he gets beat down and a jackhammer after he was talking about Goldberg. He doesn't have it anymore, and he's a super. And Rusev was like, "I'm a super athlete, and I crush and all that." And he gets beat down, and it looked like there was a botch even from the beat down. And yeah, it was a weak jackhammer, but a jackhammer nevertheless. So after that, he spears Heyman. Again, who didn't see that coming? Seriously, you thought that Heyman was just going to get away? No. So, you have Enzo and Cass that come out dressed as motherfuckers, like, because it is a Halloween episode of Raw. It is. And they come out just dressed like characters from Toy Story. Okay, fine. Anderson and Gallows they didn't want anything to do with that shit. They just didn't. And Enzo, and Cass do their usual stick. And they're still calling Anderson Andy and Gallows Big Gal. And yeah, they do Toy Story references and things like that. So, yeah. A trick or street fight. I would rather get tricked. Because this was just a novelty street fight. They were getting beat by Halloween decorations and pumpkins and stuff like that. And it's like, ugh. What happened to Anderson and Gallows? Even though they won at Hell in a Cell, it's like, fuck, man. Come on. Enzo beats Gallows. Ugh. No. Just no. So, TJ Perkins invokes his rematch clause against Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I noticed something. TJ Perkins didn't even change the side plates for the belt. Because those side plates for the Cruiserweight belt are interchangeable. Usually when a superstar wins it, they actually have their own design or anything like that. What? They can't put, like, gaming 8-bit stuff on the fucking side plates for TJ Perkins? They couldn't do that? And Brian Kendrick, he hasn't put anything on it yet. Come on, we're supposed to take this title seriously, so have it as worthy and as valuable as the other titles by having their personal nameplates be put on them. But anyway. Yeah, it was a rematch and all of that, and okay, TJ Perkins starting to show some fire, but he wins by count-out because Kendrick just didn't want to get back in the ring when they were both outside the ring, and there was a very scary fall for TJ Perkins. Ooh, shit. He got lucky, okay? Be more careful, guys, because you don't want to lose anyone to injury, especially to end your career. We don't want that. TJ Perkins wins by countout because the champion doesn't have to win. The challenger has to pin or submit the champion. That's always been the case. Always been the case. So, anyway, Strowman talks with Mick Foley backstage. well, Foley was going and, goodness, talking to one of the backstage workers or whatever. And Strowman was like, yeah, he wants competition. He beat 2 guys. He beat 3 guys. And Foley basically puts him in a fucking battle royal that's going to be later on in the night for a spot for the Raw Survivor Series team. More on that in a bit. But, okay, Foley actually goes out to the ring, and he congratulates and appreciates everyone as far as Hell in a Cell, except for Owens and Jericho, because even though it was technically legal what they did, it was the shenanigans that they pulled off last night that didn't stick to Foley, and yeah, it left a bad taste in his mouth. So, Owens and Jericho come out there and they say that no, it's because Owens won, or it's because he actually won at Hell in a Cell, it's because he's jealous of Owens and stuff like that. Funniest part about that was Mick Foley was like, alright, yeah, I need you guys for the Survivor Series team. He said that he wanted Owens, but Stephanie didn't want Jericho. And he proceeded to say that Stephanie was pissed about Jericho interfering in the match. But convincing Stephanie that if anyone's going to be that conniving, that devious, that whatever, to get the job done, then you need them on your team for the Survivor Series team against SmackDown. Okay, fine. And Foley introduces one of their partners for Survivor Series, and it's Roman Reigns. Roman, he hits the ring, he gets the mic, he starts talking. I'm tempted to press mute. I just don't want to fucking hear what that fucker has to say. I just fucking don't. And, damn it! Jericho, he was going to put Roman on the list, but he didn't. Saying that he didn't deserve to be on the list. No one in that crowd deserved to be on the list. And then a challenge was made for later in the evening for the United States Championship. Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. And even after the segment, and after the cheap pop that Mick Foley gave, you have Jericho writing things in the fucking list. Damn it! Put that fucker on the list. Please, just put Roman. Roman should be your whole list. Because that's the whole list of a lot of motherfucking fans out there. Put Roman on your whole fucking list of Jericho. Risk of Jericho, I should say. Reigns. That should be it. So, anyway, there's a fucking battle royal to fucking determine a spot in the Survivor Series team, which Braun Strowman wins, and it's like, ugh. Yes, there was the whole Sheamus and Cesaro thing because they were in the fucking battle royal. There was Sami Zayn almost eliminating Braun Strowman, but they wouldn't allow that shit to happen. Yeah, Braun Strowman eliminating people, and he got through the middle rope, but he didn't go over the top rope at the beginning. So it's like, ugh. Okay, are we supposed to take this guy seriously? Come on, he was the fucking part of the Wyatt family that was just big and and trying to be intimidating, but he didn't fucking do anything in the Wyatt family, so now they're trying to make him out to be something now? He doesn't have any titles, he hasn't beaten anyone worthy, he hasn't had a good fucking match, yet he's supposed to be this intimidating fucking threat just because he wants fucking competition, so you put him against SmackDown. If anyone on SmackDown pins this guy from the SmackDown team before anyone from Raw, that would make no fucking sense to me. But he better not end up being the fucking sole survivor. Especially if the Universal Champion is still fucking... No, just no. The Universal Champion is Kevin Owens. And if Kevin Owens gets pinned and Braun Strowman just runs through everybody on SmackDown, that won't make any fucking sense whatsoever. So that's up to 4 people that's going to be on a Raw team. And then they said that was the final spot. And I'm like, wait a second here. There's only 4. There were supposed to be 5 spots. What the fuck are you doing? Was that a typo? Was that a mistake that WWE just put down there? Anyway. The New Day. In a very funny backstage segment, but not because of what they were saying. They were dressed up as Papa Shango, and the Godfather. Those 3 characters were played by the exact same person. And I caught that and I actually started laughing When I saw that, I was like, wow, okay, now that's funny. That's funny. Then they started running down the tag team division on SmackDown because it's going to be Survivor Series tag teams versus tag teams 5-on-5. The New Day are captains, and then there's Rhino and Heath Slater as captains. Yeah. Power Positivity versus Cheese and Crackers. They actually said that about the other team, and it was funny. And they ran down the Hype Bros. They ran down the VOD Villains. They didn't run down the Usos, and they didn't run down American Alpha. Those are the two teams that are the big fucking threats over there. They are. And they didn't even fucking mention the Spirit Squad, which I think is hilarious. Because they're the Jizzard Squad now. Because they're just fused with the Jizz, the Miz. But anyway. So they have another Cruiserweight 6-man tag team match. But instead of Sin Cara, they replace Sin Cara with Rich Swann. Okay. And the faces win once again. They could have done something different for tonight to keep shit interesting, but they chose not to. They just chose not to. The faces win. Okay. Anyway. Charlotte, with her queen entrance, much like she did at Hell in a Cell, and then she comes out and talks about the SmackDown women. And look, I'll say this right now. If Nikki Bella ends up being a survivor or fucking sole survivor over any of these women on Raw, that will be one of the biggest insults in wrestling history. Fuck that. Anyway, you have her running down all the SmackDown women. Nikki, Carmella, Becky. Yeah, she was running them down. And then, okay, she addresses Bayley as the weak link. That's going to be on the fucking Raw women's team. Bayley is the weak link. Dana Brooke says, hello, please. No, just, no. Bayley comes out and congratulates Charlotte. Charlotte would say thank you, but yeah, she had to play the heel role. Yes, she did. And proceeds to introduce Bayley's opponent for the night. Bayley even thought it was going to be Dana Brooke again. But no. Cue Nia Jax. Nia took like a month off. But anyway, I'm glad they structured this match between Bayley and Nia Jax as an actual match. Nia didn't just run over Bayley. She didn't squash her. She didn't make her a fucking victim. Okay? But Nia ended up winning. Okay? And again, there's no fucking way that I can see any of these women on SmackDown getting past Nia Jax. Don't see that. Realistically. Especially Nikki Bella. Shout out to Blaze and Melfunski, by the way. Because they call her Nikki Bella. If any of those women out on SmackDown get past Nia Jax and pins her again, that situation makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. Even if there was a team implosion on Raw for both the men's and women's teams, it still would not make sense for anyone on SmackDown to pin certain fucking people. It wouldn't. No. Just know that better not fucking happen. Anyway, you have Cesaro and Sheamus go against the Shining Stars. The Shining Shits is what Blaze and Melfunski calls them. And I'm just like, look, I just can't take the Shining Stars seriously. Not now, not ever. There's nothing they can do. They should bring back Carlito and have them just do the 3-ring circus just like the fucking New Day is doing. That would make a shit ton of sense. But you have these Shining Stars doing these fucking timeshares for Puerto Rico. No, man, just no. And, of course, you have Sheamus and Cesaro working out their differences and actually winning the fucking match. Goodness. So the main event is for the United States Championship. Now, I like that they point out the fact that Jericho has never won the United States He has never won it in WCW or in WWE. He's never done that, as far as I know. He's been European champion. He's been Intercontinental champion. He's been Cruiserweight champion in WCW. He was TV champion in WCW. He was, of course, he's tag team champion in WWE. He was WCW champion when WWE got control of the belts. Yes, he's won all kinds of titles, but he's never been U.S. champion. And he didn't get it tonight. He didn't get it on Raw because Reigns wins by DQ when he jumped into Jericho. Basically, it wasn't even a spear. He just jumped into Jericho. The jump in. The Reigns jump in. That's basically what that is. Okay, they proceed to beat down Roman Reigns. Okay, fine. In the show like that. No, they didn't. Seth Rollins comes down and just basically thwarts off Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and Reigns and Rollins have a stare down. Teasing and teasing and teasing them being friends or teaming together again, because, again, there's no way that they should write in that Roman Reigns forgets and forgives everything that Seth Rollins has done. That they should no way write that in. Seth Rollins should be a tweener, if at best, not a full-blown face. And Roman should go heel sooner or fucking later to shift and shake things up. If they did that, then that shit, okay, they're still enemies and that shit makes sense. But is Rollins a part of the fucking Survivor Series team? We don't even fucking know. They didn't announce anything. And it wouldn't make any sense anyway because of the fucking enemies that are on the fucking team. Anyway, that's how the show closes, and I'm like, this was not a good show following Hell in a Cell. It just wasn't. They tried to hype this thing around Goldberg. They tried the Halloween stunts. They didn't overdo it with the Halloween stunts. They didn't, except for the Gold Dust, R-Truth, going through haunted houses shit that they had. Ugh. No. Ugh. No. But the show, they need, again, man, they need to get fucking better. They need to do something, and they need to do more things that make fucking sense. Because again, at Survivor Series, with Nia Jax and Braun Strowman on their teams, it does not make any fucking sense if anyone from SmackDown pins either one of those two. They better get disqualified or they better get counted out. That's the only way that shit is going to have them keep their momentum of what they have, or the shit that makes sense. Again, with those two on those teams, them getting pinned, no. Just no. Especially by Nikki Bella, or no. No. Anyway, that was Raw for this week, and it's like, yes, I mean, I'm not into wrestling like I used to be, because they're not providing me with the type of product for me to totally get into. That's just the truth. Drop kicks, body slams, throw motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.